Am I the a-hole for letting my mother die? First, a little background info. My family is extremely religious, Mormon, like purity ring religious, but luckily me, 27-year-old female, and my siblings went to a public school, where I met my now husband, who's 28, when we were around 13 and 14. To my parents' extreme dismay, he was raised by two gay dads and is Asian. They tried to keep me from seeing him and forbid me to talk to him, but we became friends immediately and later started dating. That's when my twin sister decided to tell my family that I had slept with him, which led to them kicking me out at 17. Luckily, my boyfriend's family helped me. I haven't spoken to my family since. Skipping to today, my husband and I have been happily married for 2 years, and we have a 5-month-old daughter together. Then a week ago, I get a call from my mother telling me that she was diagnosed with cancer and needs a kidney transplant. My twin sister, we are identical, are a perfect match, but since she is 3 months pregnant, she can't donate. I would have to do it. I hung up on her. She has called me 67 times since then, and my entire family has been harassing me online. My twin sister even found out my address and showed up at my door telling me that I was letting my mother die because I was petty over the fact that they didn't like my insert slur husband. My husband and his family support me 100%, and I think I am okay with my decision to ignore my mother, but what do you guys think? Am I the a-hole? What do we think? Would you say this is a bit, is this borderline murder in a way? I mean, you can save someone. You know someone's dying, and you can save them, but you're, you're watching them sink, and you're kind of just like, yeah, see ya. Of course, that person you're watching sink is someone who absolutely tried to ruin what this beautiful future you now have. It's like a game of traumatize me, I'ma traumatize you. You're gonna die now. Top comment going for the let 'em die route. Your mum not getting your kidney won't kill her. Dialysis can keep her alive long enough to get your sisters. Oh, there you go. Not as dramatic as we were hoping it could be. But I'm sure maybe them being strictly Mormon, they might have something against unchristian technology. I know, wait, un-Mormon technology? I don't know. I don't follow religion, okay? I'm not part of that DC universe. But after one then, what's kind of, where does it cross the line for you to be someone who you'd refuse to save that person's life? Like, what would they have had to have not done to you? Yeah, I'm genuinely lost what would be too far. Maybe if they invaded a neighboring country. Yeah, incite a third world war, that might be a step too far. My 23 female boyfriend who's 30, ex-girlfriend who's 29 contacted him because she found out I'm pregnant, and he didn't want to have children with her, and now she's furious. They were together for almost 10 years and broke up when she, 29, wanted children and he didn't. He was doing his PhD and didn't want to know anything about children. She was furious because she really wanted children, but eventually forgot about it, or so my boyfriend thought. Now this week we celebrate our birthdays and we decided to go on a short trip, just the two of us. And he took a lot of photos of me, 23-year-old female, and posted a few for my birthday. And it is clear that I'm pregnant. I'm in my 5th month, and since I'm really thin, it is impossible to hide it. But I had no intention of hiding it anyway. Point is that his ex-girlfriend saw those photos and she texted him to insult him for being an a-hole who refused to have a child with her, but not with his best friend's little sister. He used to be my brother's childhood best friend until my brother found out that we are together and expecting a baby. And she was furious. He ignored her and blocked her, but then she messaged me to insult me, and honestly, it scared me the way after years she is still so obsessed with him. But I didn't ignore her. I answered her. I told her to leave me alone and to get over it, that years have passed and that it is time to move on, and for her, that was an insult, apparently, because she lost her mind. You ever come across a sore loser? I'm sure we all have. This is exactly that. You lost out on him. It just you weren't the right person for him. Too bad. That's life. Welcome to dating 101. But no, she won't accept defeat. She's gonna try and persuade this pregnant woman, what, she should get an abortion or something? She should just be like, oh, he really didn't want to have kids.
He must be a liar. That's why he's not committing to this relationship by having a child with me.
So time to send some dirty screenshots. She started sending me screenshots of old chats where my boyfriend told her that she didn't want to have children, and that he hated children, and that he wanted her to have an abortion if she was pregnant. Those chats were from when she had a pregnancy scare, I think. And she told me that he doesn't want our baby, and that he's faking his happiness and things like that. And I didn't believe her because he's really excited about our baby. He reads a lot about babies. He also has bought many things to decorate her room. He bought a house, and in a few weeks he will move. So I don't think he doesn't love our baby, because he's really trying. I talked to my friend, and she told me that maybe it's best to talk to him about it and ask him if he's really happy with this life. But I don't think it's necessary. Wouldn't it be stupid to ask him that knowing that he never showed signs of being unhappy? My friend thinks it's weird that he changed his mind so fast. Could that be true? Also, I didn't show him those chats. Should I show him? Now it's clarified here in the chat log that they broke up 5 years ago. So he was 25 when he was saying all these things and having this mindset. So it's been 5 years since he's suddenly, pregnant with his now partner. Obviously, as these people are saying, your mind can change. Your life choices can change in 5 years. But let's move straight on to the update that was 6 hours ago. So they've mentioned that they've tried to block the woman and all that, but she's not stopped. She created another account and sent me a bunch of messages in the middle of the night accusing me of being the cause of their breakup. She says that when I came back from studying abroad, I went abroad for a few years to finish my studies and start college, but I came back when I was in my second year because I had some problems there. My boyfriend started having feelings for me, and that's why he broke up with her. She told me that it's all my fault because when I came back, I spent a lot of time with him, which is true because he was helping me with the same problems that I came back here for. But I never tried anything because I knew he had a girlfriend and that she was also a very good friend of my brother. I just wanted him to help me so I could go back to study abroad. That was all. But I didn't tell her anything of that because I didn't want to answer her. I blocked her, but she messaged me from another account to show me chats where she talked with my boyfriend about me. In those chats, he told her that he broke up with her because they no longer had the same life goals, and to stop being paranoid about me because he would never try anything with me because I was his friend's little sister, and that I was like his little sister too. Oh jeez. But since we are together now, she thinks that at that time we already had something, and that he cheated on her with me. In those chats, they were also fighting because for my 19th birthday, he gave me a really expensive necklace, and he gave her something much cheaper. And for some reason, for her, that was my fault too. And there's two ways you could take that. On one way, yeah, it's a bit sus, especially as a guy, to be gifting a more valuable present to someone who you're clearly just a good little friend with, as compared to your partner who you've gone cheap on. But at the same time, maybe he was already planning to ditch her anyway, and so not as much of a get her the cheaper gift because I don't really see this future lasting any longer with us. She told me that she will never forgive me for sleeping with him 5 years ago, and that's not even true. I never slept with him back then. And also said the fact that he has his social media full of pictures of me pregnant doesn't mean anything because he will always hate children. At this point, I was already tired, so I told my boyfriend everything, and he told me that he doesn't hate children, that it's true that he did 5 years ago and didn't want children, but that he's changed his mind. Wow, what? People can do that? Oh my gosh. He said that back then he didn't feel ready to be a father, but now he is, and I don't have to worry about it because he loves me and our baby. And though I never doubted it, hearing him say it felt good. He told me that the best thing was to block her and save all the chats in case a restraining order is needed. I blocked her, and so far she hasn't texted me again. So that's all for now, and I honestly hope she doesn't turn into one of those psycho exes who harasses her ex and his family. So for this next one, I'm not going to actually reveal the title. I feel like it spoils the potential gut punch you'll get to experience. And I definitely know I'm going to be quite biased in my own experience with this kind of story, so Feel free to take whatever I say as a grain of salt. I, 25-year-old male, and Jay, who's 26 female, had been together for just about 5 years. Our relationship had been seemingly very solid, and very often discussed marriage in the past year, and both agreed that it was something that we were ready and felt confident enough to move forward into. We were going to move to a new city, start new jobs, buy a house, and the whole 9 yards. We were thrilled about it. She had an opportunity arise to go and raft the Grand Canyon for over 30 days. She is a huge fan of the river and has rafted and kayaked her whole life. I was super supportive, and we were happy to put our life together on hold for a month while she went and experienced the river. While she was gone, I bought a ring and even went ahead and bought the wedding band because I was so confident. I wrote vows and the whole 9 yards. So let's just go through that experience. You go out to buy a wedding ring. The time, the consideration, the thoughts of what she'd like and dislike, vows, the meaningful words you'd like to say, that really emotions you feel towards each other, the plans and commitments you want to have for each other in your future. Whoa, what's happened? She got back from the Grand Canyon and was completely disassociated from me and our relationship, and informed me that she fell in love with another man on the river, who also happens to be in a long-term relationship and lives in Alaska, far away from us. Other than these romantic feelings for this guy, she gave me quite literally zero additional information about why she was making this choice. I asked for her permission for me to send her an email about how I felt, and she was okay with it, but never responded. Dude, asking for her permission to send an email? What is this doormattery? Goes on to a big, huge paragraph of just, please tell me how the heck to deal with this. I've never broken up with someone or had such emotional heartbreak in my life. Welcome to maturity. No, really, I am sorry you didn't experience this until you're already 25, 26. I thankfully got to experience it much earlier. But I mean, dude, thank God she has to move somewhere far away from you to pursue this other man. Could you imagine if she found this guy in your town? Like, I don't know if you have a god, but I'd be thanking him for that. Be thanking them for that kind of circumstance. Here's the other thing too. If this was gonna happen now, it was gonna happen in your marriage. You just gotta kind of like face all these harsh truths, even though you're obviously in the worst spot of your life so far. But these kind of confrontations can be sobering. Now, one thing that's definitely going to be in the back of your mind throughout the whole moment of you getting broken up with like this is feeling that you weren't enough. You weren't good enough for them and all this kind of thing. Yes, you weren't. I'm sure one of us watching this video right now is probably going through something like this, and to be told that is a very just like, again, stabbing in the gut. But the only reason it hurts so much is because we automatically assume about ourselves that we're already the best we can be, which is not true at all. And you should always be striving to grow yourself as a person. It shouldn't matter that you have someone by your side to help you do that. Like the idea that they left you because they found someone better. What, were you already the best version of yourself you could have been? Again, I know that sounds harsh, but personally, I felt that was something that really helped me move on as a person. And through that process, helped me realize just how much, I was not the right fit for them. And I know I'll never be the right fit for them. But I'm still so glad I had someone to sort of expose that of me, that I needed to get myself into gear. Of course, all the comments are mostly the idea of going to therapy, heal, blah, blah, blah. You know, just the support that's as full of substance as a Tinder profile that says they like food, travel, and adventures. You know, it's like, well, no, Schmidt. Like, of course you should go to therapy. Look, all I'll just stress is just, thank goodness this happened before you got married. Like, I don't think you understand just how lucky you are. Those who watch my videos, we've come across many stories of terrible experiences in, marriage relationships where you're like, oh my goodness, I'd hate to have gotten married to that only to be dealing with this for years on end. Cut your losses. You're a good man. You can become an even better man. Just because she wanted something more doesn't mean you don't ever become something more to someone else in the future. But now we're gonna come across an interesting alternate universe where, so we all know there are some guys out there who really judge their partner based on the, promiscuity of their past. But what if you were judged on the lack of it? Yeah! Am I the a-hole for being upset by my boyfriend who's 32 telling me, 28-year-old female, that the guy I dated before him reflected poorly on him? Boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years. It's been kind of tumultuous at times, but hey, life is tumultuous, and we're in therapy and working through. Anyway, it's a Saturday night, and I'm in the kitchen making pizza. Boyfriend is having wine, playing music, talking to me. Everything is all good. He comes into the kitchen, kisses me, and tells me how much he loves me. Really sweet moment. Then, the second he walks across the room and sits down, he kind of looks at me sideways and asks, for the 35th time in our relationship, "So, did you really not sleep with your ex-boyfriend?" So the background on my ex, we dated for a year. He actually had a health problem that made it extremely difficult to have intimacy, so we didn't. I told my current boyfriend that we didn't do it multiple times when he asked. Now that I'm thinking about it, it seems very weird how obsessed he was with asking. But anyway, I get sort of upset and say, once again, no, we didn't, and I'm starting to get upset you keep asking anyway. Why do you even care? We weren't together at that time, so it wouldn't even matter? Why do I have to over-explain myself? To which current boyfriend replies, "Because you never should have dated him. He's far below you looks-wise and career-wise, and all of this reflects poorly on me." At this point, I got extremely upset and told him he was putting me down and the ex-boyfriend was not even a bad guy or below me. And I said that what he was saying was extremely cruel and sounded like something a narcissist would say. Then current boyfriend went ballistic and told me I made this a way bigger deal and I was looking to pick a fight with him, and he was just saying that he thought the ex-boyfriend wasn't worthy of me and was trying to compliment me. Now we're in bed and he's snoring away after he told me he feels like his stomach is so upset from that argument and it gave him PTSD from when he argued with his mother as a child. Reddit, am I the a-hole? I feel like I'm going crazy here. Top comment getting my love. Not the a-hole. I personally would have gone with, just wait until you see the guy I date after you. Emotional damage! Yes, clearly no real a-hole for her to be in this circumstance. She's really just defending her own ex. And he's seemingly finding a way for this to be all about him. Incredible reachings there, sir. You must be Mr. Fantastic. We'll now move on to a story that I too would like to know your opinion on. If you, as a grown adult, saw your childhood bully still being a bully towards you, but clearly needing your assistance and safety, would you go out of your way for them? I'm a 24-year-old male, and I went on a night out with my new girlfriend, Hannah, who's 27 and female, and a few of her friends. When we were at our table, we noticed some loud women a few tables down. Hannah and her friends were worried because they were the girls who picked on them at school. We decided to stick around for the moment as long as they didn't notice us, and leave if there was any trouble. Hannah came back later and said she'd bumped into Nicole, her main bully, at the bar, who tried to pick on her again and called her by the awful name those girls made up for her. We decided to leave and go somewhere else. Later was the early hours of the morning. We were all very drunk and wanted to get home. We found Nicole stumbling around outside a club in tears. She heard Hannah's voice and came up to us. She was extremely drunk and had gotten separated from her friends, and her phone had died. Worse than that, she'd ended up losing her glasses in the club. She couldn't see well enough to get a cab or make her way home. She pleaded with Hannah for help, but still called her by that nickname. Hannah wanted to leave her, but I couldn't just leave her outside blinded and drunk. I got an Uber and jumped in with Hannah and Nicole. We went to Nicole's house, and her mum was extremely grateful for us looking after her daughter. After we got back to Hannah's place, Hannah exploded at me for helping Nicole, and making her sit in a car with the girl who made her life hell in school. I argued that Nicole was alone, blind, without her glasses, drunk, and her phone was dead. She was completely helpless and vulnerable. I'd want someone to help Hannah if she was in the same position. I understand that Nicole treated Hannah awfully when they were kids, but it was about doing the decent thing. Oh yeah, geez, being bullied. I have no idea what that's like. None of us have ever dealt with that before. But no, yeah, really, if you're in this situation, you came across your bully and they were in such a vulnerable state, could you genuinely feel inclined to help them out? Even when they're still bullying you to this day. Like, they're still Oh, it's a tricky one. This is like what's that thing? It's like the feminine version of an aggressive trait. You know, men, when we're aggressive, we're very physical. But women, when they're aggressive, they're very territorial. Like, women will intimidate and insult you through reputation. Men have a tendency to intimidate and insult you through physical aggression, making you look like a wimp, making you look weak. So for any guys watching this video, it's kind of the akin of coming across someone who constantly made you feel weak and, yeah, pathetic. The top comment getting over 11,000 upvotes. No a-holes here, except Nicole. You did the right thing, but I totally understand Hannah's feelings. And yes, that's the thing that should also be addressed, is the fact that, you know, this wasn't just a single circumstance of coming across an old bully. It's like someone who's treated you horribly throughout your young adult life. It's not fun. Someone says you're the a-hole for being passive the whole night and not even asking for an apology towards your girlfriend. But not the a-hole for sending the bully home, though, but you handled the whole thing badly. Some people going straight for the throat here. You are the a-hole. You should have let karma get her. She insulted your girlfriend like always, and this time even while asking for help in front of you, and you still made Hannah sit with her? Damn, I really hope Hannah breaks up with you. I mean, look, despite what relationship I have with my girlfriend, I would not genuinely feel comfortable to wake up the next day and find out some report about some woman being, you know, assaulted or murdered, bit of both even. I'd rather come across as the asshole who ignored my girlfriend's feelings towards this person and made sure they got home safe. I would argue, though, that maybe your better option here was to order the Uber for her, let her get in that car and drive off, and you just get a separate Uber for you and your girlfriend. You know, I guess maybe you wanted to ensure she got home, but I feel once you get her into that car, into that Uber, it's back on her. You get to have that understanding of like, well, yes, I've helped them out. I've gotten them transport to their home. If the Uber driver tries anything, well, he's on record. You've got that guy's details and all that stuff. And, you know, you could possibly track it even too, I'm pretty sure, with the app. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit harsh to accuse this person of being an a-hole when they literally possibly saved this woman's life. She's scummy. You saved a scummy person's life, but at least your hands are clean. Now, our next story is going to need you to like this video and make sure you're subscribed with that notification bell clicked on, because it's the story about you realizing you're actually at the end of this video. Now, personally, if I was in the OP situation, I would do that. I would subscribe and like this video. I'd also comment that Jack is a handsome man, just to make him feel pretty. No, don't actually do that. That'll be weird. I find compliments uncomfortable most of the time, so don't do that, please. But at the same time, I like them. I don't know. I'm a guy. I'm not used to those things. I rarely get them, so when I do get them, it's like, what are you planning, huh? What's going on here? What do you want from me? You want my money? I don't have anything. Anyway, my name's been Jack. You've been a lovely snack, and thank you as always for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.